So in this video, what I'm going to cover is mainly what an interview looks like. And this was a setter interview. And typically what I do is I just ask a couple questions of, where they're at right now, what interested them in the offer, and, really just an idea of their sales ability, and then also some character traits about them. And what really made me decide honestly on this person was because this guy just seemed super genuine when I asked him, hey, what are your short term and long term like income and non income goals? And after he started opening up saying, yeah, like I really just want to be independent. I really just want to end up, having a family and, stuff with college. And he opened up everything from there. I was like, this guy is a good guy and I know I can trust him based on, him being genuine, so on and so forth. And what I'm doing in these calls is really just making sure in the first call, which is this call, more of the character trait if they are, a genuine person, if they have the character traits that I want for an offer. And it really depends on each type of offer. But if they really align with the values, that we're actually looking for just in people, because I can trust those values and not really trust whatever they say about the experience, so on and so forth, because that can be trainable. That is a requirement, but that is something that, that can be trained and is just information and really just seeing who is this person and why do they want this, right? So you'll kind of see kind of a shift of me just trying to read this person. And I do add more questions, but I already had some conversations via messages. So you'll kind of see me not go over all the questions that I like going over as well. So enjoy.
What's going on, man?
Dennis?
Yeah, man, Jack.
Yes, sir. Nice to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you too, man. Where you calling from?
I'm calling from southwestern Connecticut.
Cool, man. Nice. Cool, man. So typically how this call typically goes is it's typically like two or three calls. So this one's usually just more of just understanding a little bit more about you, what you're looking for. Obviously I liked your video, how quick you were, so on and so forth. From there, we typically have like a mock sales process where
Hmm.
we just kind of understand a little bit more of, taking a 15-minute triage call, so on and so forth. And then from there, we typically have an onboarding process.
Okay.
Just to introduce myself, my name is Dennis. Basically, I partner with multiple businesses to scale them to 500K, million a month, so on and so forth. I've done that in the past as well. So I am working with Jad, of course. So I do mainly work on the team building, the marketing, the sales, all that good stuff. And yeah, and that's pretty much it. Does that sound good?
Yeah, sounds great.
Cool, man. Cool. So I guess just to kind of start off, man, what would you say? I mean, obviously, you started listing, so on and so forth. Made you want to reach out, or something that you're looking for, so on and so forth, in an offer.
So I saw that it was more in the e-com space, and
Mhm.
I've been heavily invested into e-com ever since my senior year of high school, so like 3 years ago. So I've got a few courses, as I explained in the video.
Mhm.
Like Hayden Bowles and like Tanner Plains.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So have watched their content for years. Was really into ecom. Have tried a few stores and everything, and so I know kind of like the ins and outs of that. So I saw it was an ecom offer. I'm like, oh, this piqued my interest a little bit. I saw you guys had great sales volume, had great revenue per month, and I just wanted to know a little bit more about it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, did you get to check him out? His name is Jad Kantari. He's
Yeah, I've
kind of
seen him on.
he's a big boy, to be honest. He's
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
he's been on roundtables, probably with like Jordan Welch, like I think Iman Gadzhi's there. Nathan Nazareth, he's kind of like his mentor, and like he just recently had a video with him recently. So um yeah, a lot of people look up to him a lot because he's done like 30 million e-com sales, blah blah blah, okay, cool. I guess like I know you mentioned the video. I usually like getting it like live too. Like, what would you say made you? Because I know you said you kind of have like an entrepreneurial thing going, or like just you have that entrepreneurial like drive. I guess what made you want to transition a little bit into sales from the agency, I believe, correct? Right? From doing the agency. Yeah.
Yeah. So what did the agency went more towards like the beginning of my entrepreneurial journey?
Hmm.
I I went in head first, didn't really know what I was doing. Just wanted to. This was back in the Iman Ghazi big FMMA phase a few years
Mhm.
ago. So I was interested in that, and I didn't know how to run Facebook ads, but I liked the idea of living that laptop lifestyle, working for myself, and like building my own business. So what made me transfer into sales is because the main thing is I didn't really know how to sell people. Like I took a few calls. I wasn't too bad at booking organic outreach calls, but once I got on the calls, I didn't really know like the closing process because I didn't really have any information how to close anyways. So it was kind
Mhm.
of just doing off a wing. So I decided to go more to sales to really learn that first initial step into building a business and learning that skill that will help me in the future create a business of my own and be able to sell it.
Cool. Nice. And then that's what got you to the Closer Cartel. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Can you tell me a little bit more about how that's been going, like how long you've been in it, things you've learned, so on and so forth?
Yeah, so I followed Luke Alexander ever since a little bit towards my SMMA phase, and so I've been following his content. I just recently joined about a month or so ago,
Hmm.
and so I got involved. Did the whole course. I've been doing mock calls every day now, and I've just been able to learn a lot and really build my appointment setting skills to the point that even after a few days of just doing mock calls, I've got it pretty much down.
Cool. Nice. What do you feel like in general you feel confident in, and it's something that you feel like you want to work on?
What is something I feel confident in and what is something I need to work on?
Like what do you feel like you have a strength in when it comes to sales, or at least in the past month with doing the mock calls, and what do you feel like something that you would um you would want to work on in general?
I definitely think my strength would be my tonality because I can really
Mm-hmm.
relate, sort of match people's energy decently well, I'd say, and really pick up and use my tonality to keep them on the call and just make it sound not super robotic and like abrupt, but kind of lean through the sales process. Something I need to
Okay.
work on is handling like outlandish objections. So
Okay.
I feel definitely a pain point for a lot of people in the sales industry, but I would say more so leaning towards objection handling and yeah, that's about it.
Cool. Okay, cool. And then what are kind of like maybe short term, long term, like monetary and then like non-monetary like goals?
Yeah. So short term, I for monetary, I would like to work as an appointment setter for a few months or so, and then initially build my revenue and numbers up so that I can transition into a sales position, more of a closer.
Hmm. Hmm.
And non monetary, I just moved into a new apartment, so I would like to just more so gain a little bit more experience and more of like adulting. I just
Hmm.
dropped out of college, so
Nice.
I
Cool,
have
man.
full time availability, so I'm kind of doing balls to the wall. So I got to make this work.
Yeah,
And
I like that.
using using that, um using this experience to really grow up a little bit and to be a little bit more independent. So I would say
Mhm.
that's more my short term goal. My long term goal, monetarily, would be to become a closer and then use those skills to start a business of my own, and
Mhm.
then eventually real estate and a little bit more like investing in some assets and blah blah. And non-monetary goal when I'm decently into fitness, so I'd like to my all-time goal would be to be 200 pounds lean. Um, to read that, and then to pretty much have a family, um, keep pursuing my life, with God at the center,
Mhm.
and just have the freedom to really do what I want, enjoy time with my kids, and not really have to worry about the stress of doing like a 9 to 5 or something like that.
Yeah, that's cool, man. What got you to like drop out? Like what was kind of like the turning point?
Turning point. Well, I kind of wanted to do this ever since I started my SMMA. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, damn, like I'm not doing that. That's like
Yeah,
stupid.
yeah,
But then everyone was kind of doing it, and then I'm like, I'll go to it's my freshman year. I went to school in Illinois,
Mhm.
transferred to a school in my hometown because my mom works there, so I pretty much went for free.
Mhm.
And then after that, I'm like, oh, I just the second semester of last year, I'm like, I can't do this. Like, I have to like make this work. Like, I have to do sales because I know the only road my college career is like leading me down is one where I do a 9 to 5, I do some bullshit internship, and
Mhm.
then I'm making like 4K a month
Mhm.
working like 40 hours at a desk job in a cubicle, and that kind of all just like switched, like the switch flipped, and I told my parents that I wanted a little time to kind of do my own thing and start my sales journey. So now I live here with my cousin.
Nice. Cool, man. That's good. Yeah, it's good to take risks, man. It's good. I feel
Oh yeah,
like in the regular world or whatever it is, nobody's gonna really applaud you to say, "Oh, good job for like, dropping out." But like
exactly.
in this,
Yeah,
it's like really normal. This is like, the vibe
yeah.
that's there. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. And then how soon would you say you're able to start?
I could start yesterday, dude. I'm ready to go.
Okay, cool. Nice. And then you did say you're like pretty like full-time availability. Like, I mean, okay, cool. Um, okay, nice, man. Let's see. I don't know if I have any other questions. Typically I ask people if they have any questions when it's kind of somebody that I find like this, because I kind of contact, like, I know all the agencies out there, whatever. So it's like
Mhm.
typically I kind of just give like a rundown, and then like then you probably have more deeper questions. But I can give kind of like a good like 3 to 5 minute or 2 or 3 minute kind of like spiel, and then you can kind of we can kind of go there. Does that sound good?
Yeah, no, that sounds perfect. I had a bunch of